It started Monday at 91st and Mill, where police accused Darius Higgins of shooting and killing Sierra Robinson. Shortly after, police issued an Amber Alert for Robinson's 2-year-old daughter, Nolani. 12 News has learned investigators caught up with Higgins Wednesday at the Midpoint Motel, less than 2 miles from the shooting scene, but there was no sign of the little girl. We came back to the motel for answers Thursday, but managers had very few.
Tell us nothing,
You don't know which unit they went into?
Go outside or anything, so, we don't know anything.
But they talked to you guys, though, right?
Yeah, they just came and asked for whose name, and that's all they asked us, that's all.
Okay, but which unit did they ask for, and which unit did they go to?
I don't have no information, sir.
There are multiple cameras on the property, but managers also would not tell us whether police took any video with them or whether Higgins may have been with the little girl. We do know police caught a man they believe was helping Higgins while he was on the run. They found him at the Timmerman Terrace Apartments on West Villard about an hour after finding Higgins. So far, that man has not been charged.
Derek joins us live once again. Derek, what do we know about that other person police arrested?
Well, we know this person's name, but because he has not been charged in this particular case, we're not revealing his name. But we do know some information about his background, including a criminal history that includes him being a convicted sex offender. His connection to Darius Higgins, that remains unclear right now, but you can be sure Milwaukee police are trying to make that connection. Back to you.
All right, Derek Rose reporting live in Milwaukee tonight.
Investigators say a burning candle started that house fire that killed a 4-year-old boy and his great-grandfather. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner identified the victims as 4-year-old Ravion Cunningham and 67-year-old Gary Pitts. The two died yesterday when flames tore through their home near 39th and Silver Spring in Milwaukee. A vigil is set for 6 o'clock tonight outside the house.
Dogs rescued from troubling conditions are ready for new homes. 36 dogs were saved from a Sheboygan County kennel in 2017. Investigators also found dead dogs being stored in freezers. The owner has finally surrendered the surviving dogs, making them eligible for adoption. The dogs may need extra attention from their new families.
Has a little bit more anxiety and is a bit more of a wallflower personality despite being in foster homes. Sometimes the trauma from living in such conditions can affect dogs for years to come.
Most of the dogs will be adopted by their foster families, but several golden retrievers and a Bernese mountain dog should be available by the end of the month through the Wisconsin Humane Society.
Butterball has recalled 78,000 pounds of raw turkey after several people got sick, including 4 people in Wisconsin. The state health department says tests done on the leftover raw ground turkey came back positive for salmonella. The raw turkey was sold in plastic trays with a produced on date of July 7th, 2018. If you have that turkey in your freezer, throw it away.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama is in Milwaukee tonight. She'll host an event this evening at the Miller High Life Theater. 12 News' Matt Smith is live outside the theater. And Matt, earlier today, she surprised high school students in the area.
Yeah, about a dozen high school juniors from several Milwaukee area high schools. Some of them will be here this evening. But first, what a surprise for them this afternoon, a former First Lady and comedian Conan O'Brien. The students who were at Milwaukee Collegiate Academy said they had no idea about today's surprise. As part of her book tour, the former First Lady has taken part in events like this, visiting schools across the country. Students here are part of an initiative called Reach Higher, which Mrs. Obama launched back in 2014 to help students prepare for college and life after high school.
There are people who will make wrong judgments about you in life. And that still happens to me. It happened to me as First Lady. It happened, I write about during the course of my president's campaign, when people told me that I didn't love my country and I was too bossy and I was too loud.
Matt, we saw Conan O'Brien in the group today. As you mentioned, what's his role here today?
Yeah, he's actually moderating tonight's event, a sold-out event that begins at 8 o'clock. You're going to hear from Conan himself coming up tonight at 6.
Matt Smith outside the Miller High Life Theater in downtown Milwaukee.
Commitment 2020 coverage. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers says holding the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee is a great way to sell the state.
We have an opportunity now to tell a story about southeast Wisconsin and about Milwaukee area and about the state that says We value diversity, we value inclusiveness, we also value young people being part of our changing landscape here in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin's a great place to live and work.
The convention is expected to attract some 50,000 visitors. It'll be held July 13th through the 20th at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Another Democratic candidate jumped into the race for president today.
Any single Democrat running today, and I may not be able to enumerate every single one of them right now, would be far better than the current occupant of the White House.
Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke spent his first official day in the race for the White House, standing on the counter of an Iowa coffee shop answering questions from voters. O'Rourke joined a field of more than 12 declared Democratic candidates.
President Donald Trump is promising to veto a bill to block his national emergency declaration for border wall funding. The president tweeted the word veto after the Senate passed the resolution this afternoon. A total of 12 Republican senators voted with Democrats against the president.
Never before has a president asked for funding, the Congress has not provided it, and then the president has used the National Emergencies Act of 1976 to spend the money anyway.
It's very important. It's really a border security vote. It's pure and simple. It's a vote for border security.
Wisconsin's 2 senators voted along party lines. Democrat Tammy Baldwin voted in favor of the resolution. Republican Ron Johnson voted against it. State Fair announces 2 more main stage acts.
Grammy Award winner Melissa Etheridge will headline the fair on closing night, Sunday, August 11th.
Fitz and the Tantrums will also perform at the fair. They'll play the main stage Friday, August 2nd. Tickets for both shows go on sale 1 week from tomorrow.
Our temperatures warmed into the 50s today.
It felt pretty good. Mark, our taste of spring was nice while it lasted.
And now another big temperature drop when we could actually see snow flurries again next in Weather Watch 12.
Then what caused the massive outage that blocked millions of people from being able to use Facebook?
Hurry back, Whoopi, and get wet.
Then Whoopi's surprise, what happened when she made an unexpected visit to The View after being gone for more than a month.
I'm going to show you more of the serious flooding in the state now. This video is from the southern part of Brown County. High water has closed roads in Wrightstown, Morrison, Bellevue, and Rockland. Chief Meteorologist Mark Baden will update our forecast in just a few minutes.
And I'll show you some other areas dealing with flood issues on the roads coming up in just a moment. First, though, here's a look at the metro. We're going to zoom in. There is an incident right here. This is 41 northbound at Highway 45. There's a crash there. A lane is blocked. We're also slow in the usual places. 94 east and westbound going in and out of the city, as well as 43 heading in and out of downtown. Now to the areas dealing with flooding. We're going to head north, and you can see those barricades. Those are all roads in Wisconsin right now on the eastern portion of Wisconsin dealing with flooding as we speak. Facebook says yesterday's widespread outage was due to a server configuration change.
The company did not elaborate on what exactly that means. The outage left millions of customers unable to use Facebook, Instagram, and other sites for most of the day on Wednesday.
The first lawsuits have been filed in a high-profile college cheating scandal. 50 people have been charged in a bribery scheme to place students in top colleges. Actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman are among those charged. Today, 2 Stanford University students and a man in San Francisco filed separate lawsuits on behalf of those who were potentially cheated out of a spot.
For every student admitted through fraud, an honest, genuinely talented student was rejected.
The University of Southern California is denying entry to 6 students whose parents are charged in the cheating scandal. The Connecticut Supreme Court says gunmaker Remington can be sued in connection to a school massacre. The wrongful death lawsuit questions how Remington marketed the AR-15 rifle that was used in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. 20 children and 6 educators were killed in that attack in 2012. Today's ruling reinstates the lawsuit after a lower court dismissed it.
Coming up new tonight on 12 News at 6.
I feel like it is, and it's just like, it's nasty, like, I don't know, it's just disgusting.
Snow melt, street trash, the garbage showing up that's been buried for months. How some are taking matters into their own hands. And body cam of a campus officer attacked by a UW-Madison student. How it took 7 officers to restrain the man. It's all brand new, so stay right here after World News Tonight.
Bomb cyclone the day after. The powerful storm dumped as much as 45 inches of snow in Colorado. This is video from Denver, where drivers forced to abandon their cars during the storm returned to retrieve them today.
Oh, what a mess. So the bomb cyclone thankfully weakened before it got here.
We did get a few showers, but it was nice to feel the 50s again, Mark.
It was nice to get the 50s for a couple of hours. I was hoping we'd get to 60 degrees. That didn't happen here. We got really close with a high temperature today of 57 degrees, and it had been a long time since we'd been in the 50s. Had to go back to January 7th when we had a record high in the January time. Last time was 65 days ago, and so now we deal with the temperatures cooling back down. It was nice for a short time, but we did have to deal with some scattered showers and some thunderstorms. The amazing thing is how much snow has gone away. We take you up to Elkhart Lake. This is Road America. You can actually see the track again. Literally yesterday, there was still a lot of snow here, and so it's been a magical disappearing act of the snow, but the problem is that's creating a lot of problems. Lots of roads that are closed, as Patrick was showing you just a couple of minutes ago. I've got lots of reports of people with basements that are flooded, and so this is causing some issues out there. The thing is, everybody's ground is still frozen. All of this is pure runoff. We take you to Lake Lawn Resort here in Delavan. You still see ice on the lake. I was watching as the thunderstorms were rumbling in here, still with ice on the lake, so that's kind of interesting when that happens. Temperature down to 43 in Delavan. You got to 62 degrees there today. A little ice left as we take you to Cathedral Square, but the great meltdown is on. We're still 51 degrees. It is kind of nice to get rid of that snow, but again, we'll talk about that story at 6 o'clock. There's a lot of nastiness as that starts to melt away. Here comes the colder air. 40 in Madison, 42 degrees right now in Beaver Dam and in Watertown. Hanging on to 51 in Milwaukee, but not for long. We'll be back down to the 40s by next hour. The wind, it took a while to get going, but it is going in a big way. In the last hour, a 58-mile-per-hour wind gust in Kenosha. That can cause some problems down there. And of course, we still have some soggy soils with all this rain and melting. So we'll have to watch out for some trees coming down with that kind of wind gust. 45-mile-per-hour wind gust in Racine, 35-mile-per-hour wind gust in Milwaukee. This will be the strongest of the wind. It will die down as the night goes on. Satellite picture is a beauty from today. We did get some sun for a time, and then we had those thunderstorms come rumbling through. We were fortunate to get the storms when we did. If it would have waited a little bit longer in the afternoon, we would have warmed up into the 60s. I think we would have had a fair amount of severe weather. We had one severe thunderstorm warning that rolled through Jefferson County. All of that is moving out. Now it's on the back side of the system. The colder side of the system is just scattered showers. Major flooding expected on the Fox River in Kenosha County. In Burlington, in Racine County, moderate flooding expected there. Moderate flooding expected on the Milwaukee River in Ozaukee County, and moderate flooding expected on the Sheboygan River. Minor flooding expected on the Fox River in Waukesha County. So watch as we go into Futurecast here. The scattered rain showers rolling through first, but I think we get cold enough that we'll see a few snowflakes here and there on Friday morning. So be ready for that. Then some sun breaking through, and there could be a couple more snow showers late in the day for tomorrow. Here's your Weather Watch 12 week ahead. High temperatures hanging around 40 degrees, a little bit cooler than average. Average high is now up to 42. St. Patrick's Day, a quiet one, mostly cloudy skies. So this whole weekend, if you want to do any partying for the festivities for St. Patrick's Day, just dress warmly because it will still be rather chilly, but 40 isn't that bad. 42 degrees as we head into Monday. The nice thing is look at the dry stretch of weather. This is exactly what we need at the right time. There's still going to be a lot of flooding problems, but thankfully not a whole lot of additional rain to cause bigger problems.
That is good to hear. Thank you, Mark.
Well, still ahead, Whoopi's surprise.
Hurry back, Whoopi, and get wet.
How she brought her View co-host to tears and when she plans to truly return to the show.
Then Seacrest out reports the co-host of Live with Kelly and Ryan wants off the show not even 2 years in.
Empire actor Jussie Smollett pleaded not guilty to charges he lied to police about being the victim of a racist and homophobic attack.
The 36-year-old actor appeared in a Chicago courtroom today. He's charged with 16 counts of disorderly conduct. Investigators say Smollett staged the attack because he was unhappy about his salary and wanted to drum up publicity to help his career.